and play. Hang on. We're all just having a little boogie in the background here. There's not just one face today. I'm just a little face today because look at all these amazing faces that I have with me here today. Say hello, everybody. So what today is all about is I brought some special guests, which you can see on the screen here, and we're all going to share a really quick tip around how you create engaging content to attract people to you on social media. We are all here, every single one of us here on the screen. We are all here to attract more people to us on social media so we can build our businesses online. And these amazing people here, I work very closely with in my VIP program, and I'm sorting them out. I'm getting them organized. I'm teaching them skills, and they're becoming really good at learning how to attract people to them online on social media. Isn't that correct, guys? Yes, just nod your head. So please welcome all my guests here today. Say hello, welcome them to the screen. For some of them, it's the very first time that they've been on a training of mine. So I'd really like you to welcome. We've got Beth, we've got Stephanie, we've got Jeanette, we've got Laurie, we've got Yvette, we've got Steve, we've got Cherie, and we've got Karen. So say hello, everyone, guys. So I'm just going to get started so we can get straight into the content today. I'm going to lead the discussion with what I feel is a very important thing to do with creating engaging content to attract people to you, and then I'll go around to the others so we can all share what's working well for us in our businesses, okay? My strong message on this topic is to find your own voice. It's really easy when we're just starting out on social media to attach onto some sort of gurus and some people that we look up to and copy what they do, copy their content, copy their style, copy their, just their presence. So what you really want to do from the beginning is find your own voice. What is it that you can bring to the table that no one else can? What is it about you that's quite unique? So for some of you, there's every one of you has got something in their personality that's pretty cool. So some of you will just be naturally funny. Some of you will be a hot mess, like we know our lovely Laurie is. Some people, will just have certain traits about them that just make you you, and that's what makes you stand out from the crowd and will help engage and attract people to you because you're like no one else. So I know it's tempting to look at other people and model yourself people online. And there's nothing wrong with modeling yourself on others that you look up to online. But the fastest way that you can find your own voice, your own brand, your own presence, your own personality, and it takes a while. So I know through our video challenges, sometimes it's people coming back for the third or the fourth or the fifth video challenge that I suddenly watching their videos and it's like, there they are. There's their little cheeky personality, or there's their little quirks that make them such a cool person to watch. So that's what you want to get to as soon as possible, okay? So that's my little tip for the day. I'm going to go that way first. So Miss Beth, what have you got to share with our audience today about a tip to attract people to you?
Hello, everyone. My tip for today for creating engaging content to attract people to us is having a really good headline on all your posts, on your lives, your reels, your blogs, whatever it is, even your email marketing. With social media being so fast and people scroll really fast, I know I do, we all only have a few seconds to grab their attention. And so our headlines are really that first point of connection. So it's really important to grab their attention first off. So examples might be, appealing headlines. Everybody wants to be part of the crowd, right? So words like, I've got a secret, easy time-saving headlines. 5 easy ways to create content. And all know I love Canva. 5 easy ways to create Canva content in less than 30 minutes a day, something like that. Things like, a game changer, or did you know? I'm learning that we really want to generate feelings from our headlines. Try to make your title feel that, that people want to read on. Something like, you're going to love this, or you're not going to believe this, something like that. And something I like to do, it's kind of a quirky thing of me. I like to play on words. So I did a walking challenge, and I called it Between a Walk and a Hard Pace. And, it just created a lot of attention. And one of my lives this week, it was called Just for the Health of It. And so things like that, and using, things like 3 absolutely ingenious ways to blah, 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 or avoid this mistake before it's too late. Headlines like this really want readers we want them to read on. And when they do, then that possibly could make that connection and create that relationship. And I know that works for me. I know the posts that I've made have a lot more engagement when I have a catchy headline. So I think it's a really important tool and tip when we create content to attract people to us.
Awesome. And it's a perfect lead in from what I said, find your own voice. So, having a great headline is something that you would say, like, you don't want to just say what you're talking about, because then it's boring for people. Like, wherever you can create curiosity and have things that stand out in headlines, that will serve you well in everything that you do. Posts, descriptions of Facebook Lives, stories, reels. When you get really good at headlines, which is what Beth is mentioning, then you've got more of a opportunity to attract people to you, because you are competing with everybody else on social media. So when you just say something bland, it'll just get lost. So the quicker that you can learn to be really good at headlines and attention grabbers, the faster you'll stop people's scroll. So really, really good point in attracting people to you. Thank you, Beth. Miss Stephanie, what have you got for us today?
Hi, everybody. Good evening. So mine is about how to, again, create the engagement content and attract people to you. So, a lot of people do generics and stuff like that. And the best way really to get people to really engage with you is to tell a story, like you're writing in a diary, not just copy and pasting somebody else, really getting to know, having your audience get to know you at a deeper level. And also a call to action, a CTA. Like if you have a post and then if you have a call to action, then again, that interaction is really, really important too. And also, being funny, having your fans, either laugh at you, laugh at a meme or something like that. It really just breaks up the monotony of, everyday posting. And then also, when you do have a post and you have a lot of likes and loves and comments, it's really important to go back to the likes and, thank the likes, thank the loves, and also comment on their comments, because, what happens is you're commenting on theirs and it also pops you back up on your feed. So Facebook, and again, lives and reels, I've heard this through all the trainings, is really important to really get out there and be that face instead of behind the computer and the phone. So those are my tips moving forward. I'm excited to be here and share with everybody.
Yeah, and there's probably about 4 or 5 things that you just mentioned there that are all unique in their own way. So, well done for that. And I hope you're actually writing these down for those of you that this is what makes the difference between just you following what everyone else is doing and learning how to do things to stand out from the crowd. Writing in a story-based way, like Stephanie said, writing like you're writing in a diary. If you can do that on social media, rather than writing at people, you write like you're writing in a diary and share that, you're going to get far more people interested in what it is that you're saying on social media. It takes people on a journey with you. So there's so many wonderful things that you just said there, Stephanie. I won't promote this, so don't take this literally, but a good way to put it in story writing is to write drunk and edit sober. So, you know, when your inhibitions are down and you've had a couple and you say things that you shouldn't say, or you write things in a message to somebody and then you wake up the next morning and go, oh, I wish I hadn't said that. Like, write drunk and edit then sober. Not literally, I'm not promoting that. Don't take that the wrong way, but that's the kind of way that you want to think, without inhibitions, without wondering what people care, you know, caring about what people think about you, is writing in a way that's really open and authentic, and then strip it back if you need to. But that's when you're going to stand out from the crowd and attract more people to you, because you're going to be more relatable. And trust me, sometimes the people that are more well known are not as relatable as some of the people that are not as well known, but really, really appreciate the struggle because they're living it and breathing it. So, you know, don't be afraid to talk about your struggles. So excellent point, Stephanie. Jeanette, what have you got for us? You got to unmute, Jeanette.
Oh, I forgot. Hi, everyone. My tip today to have engaging content that attracts people to you is to use feature polls and questions. Now, social media is a two-way street. So what you want is to have the polls and questions so that people will interact and you get feedback. Mm-hmm. You can grab your audience's attention very easily with polls and questions. They are also great for engagement. It's very easy for your audience to respond as if it takes just a second for them to answer. So you've put in your little post or your little poll and they go, oh, I can just click on that. So they do that. And it's easy. It's not hard. It allows them to promote their opinions and decisions. So polls actually give us some feedback about what people are looking for. For instance, if you're product-based and you could put up a poll saying, I love my shake in the morning, afternoon, or for dinner. When do you like yours? You know, you could, if you put that in there, I love my protein shake in the morning, or you could say, I love my protein shake in the evening, but it doesn't matter. When do you like yours is the question or the poll. And the two choices could be morning or afternoon, or your question could be, I love peppermint mocha. What do you like? When they answer a question like this, you know they like protein shakes, and it could open up further conversation for you and your job.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeanette. I think we just got the rustle of your papers on your speaker there. All good. But great points. And I would highly recommend, if you're not doing it, that you should do an engagement type post once a week. Like something like asking somebody's opinion on something, or you've got a this or a that type answer, or what are your thoughts around this, or a poll, or just an engagement type post. Do them once a week to boost your algorithm, not business related. So even things like, you know, just the background color with a question on it. For our coaching community, I give you one of those every single week. You can just copy mine. And they just, you know, it could be something like, what's your favorite holiday destination? I want to travel soon. What's your favorite holiday destination? People love sharing with you their opinions and their thoughts. So ask them. So when you have engaging content like that, and lots of people are commenting and picking up on what Stephanie said, you don't want to just get the comments and not do anything with it. You want to reply and engage back to the people that are engaging with you. It'll boost your algorithm. So if you need to do posts like that once a week to help get a little bit more organic reach and comments and engagement and interaction off your social media, then absolutely do it. So it's a really good suggestion to attract more people to you and get more organic reach. So it's a really good point, Jeanette. Miss Laurie, what have you got for us?
Hi, guys. How are you? So what I want to share with you today on how to create engaging content and attract people to you is this. If I were to say, good morning, online crew, would that make you think of something? I'm curious. Just let me know in the comments. No? Just let me know. So I'm going to guess that maybe it did. And one of the things that we can do, and it's very simple to attract people to us, is just to have a catchphrase. And so, like, if you're going to go live, you could start your live video with a certain catchphrase every time. Hang on a second. And or you could end it with something. But the key here is, and it in doing some research on this, because I kind of looked at, like celebrities and different podcasters and that kind of thing. Some of them are so simple, but they do it every single time. And you get to the point where it's like, oh, that's so-and-so, and it will get to the point where when they hear it, they don't think of anything else. So just in case you missed that was Adrian from Good Morning Vietnam. And that's how he started his radio show every single morning. Yeah. So for me, I could, like when I go live, I could, and I've kind of played with this a little bit, but I could say, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Hot Mess Express, where I'm going to be your engineer and I'm going to help you maneuver all of the obstacles that show up in your business trying to grow online. Or I could say, welcome to today's episode of the Hot Mess Express. I'm your engineer, whatever it is. But I could incorporate that into everything I do. And I could even use that in my micro video content. When I go live, I could use it in posts everywhere. But if you can come up with something that is unique to you and that you use every single time, people will get to where they know you for that. And if you relate to them, if they relate to what you're saying, that they'll be super fans of yours. So that's my tip.
Yeah, I love that, Laurie. How many of you have heard me say, learn to be a human before a marketer? How many of you think of me when you see that? And I put that in my reels. I put it in my stories. I put it in my posts. I say it all the time. So yes, my community is called the Online Crew, which you're probably familiar with, which Laurie sort of alluded to there. But this falls perfectly with what I said at the beginning of this training. Like, find your own voice, find your own thing. Call your community something, have something to hang your hat on, which other people can hang their hat on as well. I'm very passionate about people being a human before they go and pitch their business. That's what I'm all about. And that's why some people will follow me, because they feel strongly about that as well. Does that make sense to those of you that are listening or catching the replay? I just realized I didn't put an email out saying that we were all live, so I'll send the replay out. But just let me know in the comments, can you relate to that? Would you like to build your business in a way that's more human and personable than spamming people? So when you stand for something in particular, label it and call it something and say it, like Laurie said, over and over and over and over again, because people will continue to follow you and you'll attract more people to you that stand for the same thing that you do, whether that's health or business or weight loss or, whatever it is. Have a motto and stick to it. I just want to acknowledge some people that have made the effort to be on live with us today. So hello, Joanne. It's great. Oh, is that going to pop up? Oh, yep. I've just made you a little bit smaller. I've got a huge delay on my computer, so maybe I won't do that. Did that comment pop up? Oh, there it is. It's just being really slow. So hello, Joanne. We've got Jennifer here as well. Look at all these faces. Hello, Dan. Faye, good to see you with us. Wayne, are you still sitting in a hospital bed, Wayne? I hope you're doing okay. What did he do? Fell off the back of his ute or something, Wayne, and broke 6 or 8 ribs or something like that. So our thoughts are with you, Wayne, and for a speedy recovery. Yes, and a Facebook user there. Yes, makes sense. Better to be a human. Awesome. So let's keep going here. Oops, now I've got rid of the comments. I'm pressing too many buttons. Here we go. All right, let's continue on. We've got Yvette. What's your tip for us today?
Hello, everyone. My tip for you today to help you to attract and engage and to grow your business and to get everyone to follow you is micro content and videos. Now, if you know anything about social media right now, that's what's hot. Micro content and videos. So what are they? Micro content are just those short snippets of any form of content, be it video, be it an image, be it a script or attention grabber, whatever you post. Remember now, content is anything you put out there. So once you make it short and sweet and simple to attract people, to engage them, then you're going to have them keep coming back. Now, we know that that's what's running the algorithm these days because these platforms promote it. And that's what, if you give it to them, then you know that they're going to put your stuff in front of a lot of people. So what I realize is that the reels, the short video clips, the images with your face on it, your selfie, talking about your day, and all these things that we're talking about, just make it in some short form that it really catches the attention and wants and allows the reader to want, or your target market to want more. So it creates a curiosity and invokes that tendency. They want to, what's going on now? She just did something I don't understand. I'll keep coming back. I want to see what's next. What's in the next series? What's going on? She just went on video and she just went like this. Huh? No. What is she up to? So very short. And a couple of things that you have to understand is that those content, when you put yourself in there as on your page, it creates more, it gives that reader that more personable, it makes them want to say, okay, that's her. They can identify with that. Number two is that once you do that, they'll want to come back to see you as long as it is engaging, as long as it catches your attention. Because remember now, human beings or adults, or we only have an 8-second attention span, just a little less than the goldfish. Now, we got to kind of wonder, how did the goldfish kind of beat us out in that? Because the goldfish has 9 seconds. We have 8. Come on now, we got to do better than that. So what are we supposed to be doing to attract our audiences and to keep them engaged and to keep them wanting more from us? We need to adapt and adjust to the micro content, small, short, sweet, simple, and give it to them a lot. Because the more you give it to them, the more they want more, right? Now, videos, we know how that is. You've been watching all these reels and TikTok. Who remembers Snapchat? You remember Snapchat? Yeah, that was one of the earliest form of micro content, and a lot of folks use. So when you post your Snapchat chat, it disappears. They'll be like, "Where did it go? It's gone." So Snapchat is coming back into the arena for some of you that are posting on social media. Snapchat is coming back. There's a lot of avenues to pursue on Snapchat. So think about it. What can you do to engage and attract your audience outside of everything else that we do on social media? Remember now that targeting your post is so important. So once you target your post and do those things, then you don't have anything to worry about. Your audience is going to be attracted to you. So what are you waiting for? Put your face out there, get your stuff done, do them reels, and you don't have to have music on the reels, because 85% of the people that watch those video content, they don't have no music. They want to see what you have, the caption and all those things that we have been learning. Put them to work and get your audience engaged. I'm telling you, I put out reels, and weeks after I put those reels, I see people commenting those reels, people liking, and then you see Siri likes to tell me what's going on. Yvette Garrell, someone just commented on you, that's my little headset right here. Siri is in action. But the reels, they stay there on Facebook, on Instagram, and people keep going back and looking at them. Put them out there. Put yourself out there on your picture and your images and your little script. What's up, everybody? They love that. So that's what I have to offer tonight.
Okay, thank you, Yvette. I think we've got to be mindful of what's trending out there and what's really popular. And there's no question that micro video content is one of those things. So if you're one of those people that just finds Reels a little bit daunting because you just haven't pushed enough buttons yet or got the groove of it yet, it's really something that you do want to persevere with and do regularly, because that's what's trending. That's where a lot of people in this industry are getting really good results from customers and people interested in their businesses, is because of the untapped organic reach. You can't get the kind of reach from a post on your personal profile or on a business page or even a live video that you can with the micro video content in relation to Reels. So even when you do a live video, that only goes to the people that are following you, and like it sends out the algorithm, but Reels go to untapped organic reach. There is nothing and no other opportunity like that in this micro video content. So if anybody's listening live or on the replay that you're still avoiding something like Reels, I would encourage you to put some time and effort towards it, because of the reach that you can get from it. Like, you can get your face in front of a lot of strangers that you just can't with any other form of content. So hopefully you're embracing that micro video content. Steve, we've got a little bit of a disco going on with you. You're here, you're there, you're flashing. Is that the same for the rest of you on the screen, that Steve's coming in and out? Right, okay, so it's not just me. So hopefully we're going to be able to hear you okay, but you've definitely got this disco vibe going on because your screen keeps flashing. So unmute yourself and let's see if we can hear you.
Okay. How am I coming through? Okay.
I can hear you. You got the disco vibe going on. All good.
Well, I got the disco vibe. That's okay. The picture should be clear. I'll get through it.
Okay.
What I wanted to talk about, when we are engaging in conversation, whether we're writing content or giving a video presentation, one of the things that I discovered that works really well to get engagement from your audience is the number one, focus on what you enjoy, and focus on something that you have experienced. Then you want to take and draw the audience in by asking or leading with a question. For example, it doesn't matter what the topic is. It could be fishing, it could be skiing, it could be martial arts, any topic that you enjoy. This has worked really well. Let's take fishing. Lead with a question. Do you remember the first time you caught your first fish? Now, anyone who has ever caught a fish has immediately began to think, and you've drawn them in already, because they're thinking about the first time they caught a fish. Then you can take that and begin to tell your story. I remember the first time I caught a fish. I was 7 years old. I was on the Elk River in northern Alabama, fishing with my dad and my sister. Now, at 7 years of age, it was the first time me fishing. I didn't know if I was going to catch anything, but I was really excited. The weather was great, and Dad was fishing off the back, and my sister was fishing off to the right side out towards the lake, and I'm fishing towards the bank. I have a 6-inch purple worm, and my dad reeled in 5 fish. My sister reeled in 3 fish, and I'm still casting. I haven't caught anything, and it's like, what is wrong? I'm doing the same thing, and the fish are biting on the purple worm. I don't get it. So I'm looking over the side of the boat, and I notice bubbles coming up. So I just dropped my line down, dropped the worm down right along the side of the boat. And my dad noticed that and said, Steve, why are you dropping the line straight down? I said, Dad, there's a fish down there. There's bubbles coming up. He said, son, that's oxygen in the soil. Now, he was an engineer. That's oxygen in the soil. It's not a fish. Just about that time, I felt a bite, and I pulled up a 4-pound striped bass.
Hey.
No one could ever tell me that wasn't a fish, because that fish came up at that moment. Now, reflect back on the first time you caught your fish. I would love to hear the story. Now, once you get to that point, they're engaged. They're tuned in, right? They're wanting to know, what are you going to say next? if you have a message that you want to take that story and convert it into, let's say we really wanted to focus on mindset, you could easily convert this story that they've already engaged on and they're already thinking about the first time they caught that fish, and you can convert it into that. The moral of this story is to never quit. And also, you're not only going to not ever quit, but you're going to try new things when something doesn't work. And you're going to try things even when others don't agree with it. And that's going to grab their attention. And that's something that they can relate to and they can respond to. That's something that has helped me in the past. And I just wanted to share that with y'all.
Yeah, and thanks so much, Steve. And it sort of reiterates what Stephanie was saying as well in writing in like a story. And how many of you, when Steve was telling that, you were there visualizing the boat in the water, the line down the side, catching the fish, like you're already visualizing what it was that he explained to us, and we were all there. And, you know, from just looking at the faces here on the screen, we were all quite attentive to the story. Did he catch the fish or not? You know, whatever. I think there's a misconception out there when, you know, home-based business owners, network marketers, social sellers, you know, whatever you want to call yourself, you focus so much on how do I get a customer through social media? How do I get a new team member through social media? Whereas what we forget to realize sometimes, that we are in a relationship business and people will be interested in your products and your service and your business opportunity when they dig you. You come first. Social media is about being social. So sometimes some of you need to think a little bit less about how you can get from your social media posts and lives and how you can build relationships and get more eyeballs on you from telling stories like Steve just mentioned. So it's that real social part, is that being a human before a marketer, because when you've got that, people won't be skeptical of you. People will be open to reaching out to you. So, you know, it's more about the relationship building and really getting really focused on the journey instead of the results, the journey of sharing more on social media, the journey of what you're interested in, the journey of your passions and what you're up to. That's what people love to see on social media. And your job is to get people's attention. So anything that gets people's attention, you know, is somebody looking at you that's not looking at somebody else. So really good example, Steve, and we were right there with you with your fish story. So, you know, thank you for sharing that. That was really good. All right, just a couple more. Hang in with us, guys. We're almost done. I just want to thank those that are leaving comments. Has anybody that's watching live or on the replay after, has something triggered something for you that you could do better on your social media from listening to this training? Has there been anything that any one of us has said that you've thought, oh, I could probably do a better job of that? Or, yeah, I probably should do an engagement post once a week. Or, yeah, maybe I should write more in a story-based format and get drunk and write in my diary and edit sober. No, I'm just kidding. But is there anything that's been shared in this training so far that you picked up on? Love to know in the comments. Let us know. Okay, Cherie, what have you got for us today?
Hello, and what I have for us today is something that I've seen work many times for others as well as myself, and that is being uniquely you and sharing your journey, because that's basically what Steve did and others have said. It's a part of not taking on other people's things and doing what they do and trying to be like somebody else. It's being you. There's only one you. And some people are not going to like you. Some people don't want to be bothered with you. That's okay, because you really don't want those people. But the ones that do attract to you, the ones that do want to hear what it is you have to say, listen to your story, listen to what you're telling them about your journey. And we have so many stories in our journey. I mean, I used to say journeys, but it's really just a big journey. And you break it down into so many different stories of your life, of your business, of your family, of whatever it is that turns you on, that helps you to light up. And then by doing that, you help other people light up. How many of you, when you smile at somebody, you know, especially before we were walking through this stuff and wearing masks all the time, you know, how many of you, when you smile at somebody or you hear something and you just start to bust up, and then you see it's more than you cracking up, you know, there are other people and they're just laughing, and, you know, and you're like, I can't believe that happened, you know, or something like that. I mean, we just need to remember how important it is, how important we are to the process of being who we are. And if we can be who we are, we can give that to someone else. They can say, if she can be who she is, then I can be who I am. Why not? I'm going to give it a shot. And why not tell some of the stories that happened to me when I first started out in, you know, my journey doing this business, you know, in this industry. And oh my gosh, I never thought that would happen, or something, you know, just being you, sharing your journey is really, really important. And I think it causes people, as I think Helen had said earlier, it causes people to be able to relate to you. You know, I talk just like I'm talking now is how I talk on my lives. And you know, and sometimes I get twisted up. Sometimes, you know, I want to do a little dance with his picture going on and off.
I know, Steve, you're still vibing. You're still
Yeah,
discoing.
still, yeah, got the disco going on. But anyway, yeah. But basically, that is what I wanted to add. And, you know, because we have to remember we are here for a reason. Everybody is not the same. And what we are, who we are, what we bring to the table, what we share can lift somebody, inspire, educate, as well as entertain, like Stephen, that little disco thing is going. That's all.
Yeah, I know. I think part of that as well, Cherie, and is letting ourselves be a little bit vulnerable and authentic on social media. I don't know about your journeys, but mine was certainly, I felt like I had to be a certain way is showing up on social media. And I think it's, you know, when you come down the attraction marketing path, it gets drummed into us like give value, give value, give value. And so you put all this pressure on yourself that you have to be an expert in something and give all this value. And so you end up in teaching mode, and then you're just preaching at people and you kind of lose yourself in that. I think if we could learn to be on social media kind of like we are in our lives, and it's just that you got a camera behind you or something like that, and you just share more, you become so much more relatable to people than you think. So when you put so much pressure on yourself to show up on social media a certain way and teach a whole lot of stuff, and you know, you think you have to be professional and you think you have to know it all and you think you have to be successful, it's not really the right headspace to show up on social media. It's just like, this is me, this is my life, you're coming along for the journey. I remember Gary Vee. Who knows who Gary Vee is? You know, he's a bit out there, but, you know, he basically says, like, he's got a camera around him sort of all the time, and he lives his life with a camera behind him the whole time. I don't think I'd necessarily want that, but what it forces him to do is just be so genuinely authentic. This is my life and you're coming along for the ride. And he just says it like it is. I guarantee 99% of you don't say it like it is, because you think you need to be a certain way, or you don't want to upset people, or you're worrying about being judged, or you're worrying about what people think of you. So, you know, picking up on what Cherie is saying, when we can be really kind of authentically us and let those walls down, one, you'll become more relatable, because people resonate with your mess more than they resonate with perfection. And two, you're letting people really get to know you, which when you actually build relationships on social media and people really feel they know you, the skepticism goes down when you recommend something. Like, you have a product that you've used and whatever, and they're like, well, I like Karen. Karen's cool. I've got to know Karen through her social media, even if you've never met Karen. But she recommends something that she's using, and they're not as skeptical of Karen because they've got to know Karen and the cool, authentic, genuine person that she is. So because she's cool and genuine and authentic, they don't have a problem buying anything off you. If you turn up all on social media all, you know, and you're teaching this and you're teaching that, and you're all prim and proper and all the rest of it, people don't relate to that, and they are skeptical of you. So, just try to, it's come out through a number of us in this training. The quicker that you can get really authentically, genuinely you and find your own voice and find your own catchphrase and share your stories and go fishing. And I actually don't know, just for the record, Steve, I don't know that I've ever caught a fish in my life. Is that weird? Oh my God, look at the jaws drop. I honestly don't think I've ever caught a fish, ever. I could probably count on one hand the amount of times I've been fishing, but I wasn't brought up with a fishing family, and Paul doesn't fish. I don't fish, so our kids don't fish. Our kids have caught fish when we've been around other families, but yeah, that's just, I'm getting distracted now. Right, let's go, move on. Just look what your fish story has done, Steve. Miss Karen, lead us out with the last tip for this training.
Hello, everyone. My tip is a call to action.
Yeah.
And the reason I say, and it doesn't have to be just about products or anything like that, but just so that people can express their opinions or their likes. That's how you get to know people. And then when you engage back with them, they're going to get to know you. And that's how you let that authentic self out and just concentrate on making relationships.
Yep.
And like Helen just said, being authentically you. And I just experienced something a couple of days ago. I had a pool day with some cousins of mine, and we haven't seen each other in a while. And we wanted to take a picture of all of us together. And one of my cousins said, "Oh no, I can't do that. My makeup's not perfect. My hair's not perfect. I can't do that." So we couldn't put her in our picture. And I thought, what a shame that she can't just be herself, because that's she's going to attract her tribe. And that's what I said. I said, my mentor would say, be yourself, because you will attract your tribe with your hot mess express, Lori.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a hot mess over here in Tennessee with you. So
most of us are.
But that is my tip, is just to have that call of action, just to give that person a chance to engage and talk about themselves, possibly, because that's how you're going to get to know each other.
Yeah. And I think we need to learn on social media. I think people rely too much on the fact that I'll just put it out there and the people will come.
Mm-hmm.
We actually need to ask for what we want. And if you want more engagement, you need to ask a question. If you want people to do a certain action, you need to tell them to do it. You need to get braver and ask for what it is that you want people to do. And even if that's just an opinion or a question, you're asking people to respond. It's engaging. You're asking for engagement. We need to do more of that.
Yeah. And two, a lot of people, if you don't tell them what to do, they're not going to do anything. I mean, because they're like, I don't know if I should reply. I don't know if I should say this. So, yeah, I think it's a great way to get a lot of engagement and conversation.
Yeah. And the other thing I'll add to that is try not to put too many engagements. If you put two things in front of people, or you ask two questions, they'll get confused. It's too much thought process. Which question do I ask? And they've already moved on.
Mm-hmm.
One question, one call to action, ask for what you want. If you want people to follow your business page, tell them that. Make sure you're following my business page so you don't miss out on any of my cool free trainings coming up. Tell people what you want them to do. So it's a really, really important part of attracting people to us and getting that engagement. So great tip, Karen. I just want to check in on some of the comments here. Looks like Joanne loves your fishing idea. She could use that as engagement because she used to do a lot of fishing. Never thought of it like that. Could also do camping. Those are the things that we love. I think I have a better understanding of being a human. Let them see me. Yeah, because everyone that loves fishing will relate to you. Everybody that loves camping will relate to you. It's the stuff that we do in our everyday life that we like doing that people will relate to, because we're average human beings at the end of the day that all have interests, but you want to attract the people that have got the same interests as you. So that's why we want to talk about things like fishing. If you're fishing, I wouldn't talk about fishing because I don't fish. But you get the drift. So Joanne's also said, could we do that on our business page as well as our personal profile page? So largely a lot of this would sit on your personal profile, but and we're just talking about this with my network marketing team earlier today, is you just might slightly change the pitch So it could be a very similar story, but on a business page, you are branding yourself in a certain way and you're giving value on a certain thing. So tell a story and share some value, and then get into whatever it is that you're trying to make a point about. A personal profile is really more personal. A business page is there for a purpose. You've branded yourself a certain way, but you've still got to let people get to know you. But tie it into a message of what your business page is there for. So if you put exactly the same post on both, it might be a bit random for people on your business page. Like, why is that there? Like, just say, it's important to me in my business to be really fit and healthy. And, that I'm firing on all cylinders. So something that's important to me is, so just make it fit where it's appropriate, and make your story, the beginning of your story, fit. On a personal profile, you can get away with just, telling a story, but on a business page, you just want to see, how can I make this fit to my audience that are following me for that reason, but I want to talk about fishing. Like, you just make it, part of being an entrepreneur and building businesses online is we've got to balance all the dramas and the headaches of building online. We've got to take a break every now and again. Something I love to do is fishing, and then lead it into the fishing. So does that make sense, Joanne? Make it fit for the where you are, but you could do both, because on a business page, you've absolutely got to let people get to know who you are, because no one really wants to be just talked to about your business topic. They need to get to know what your interests are and who you are as a person, and dig you as a person. And Steve's into fishing, so am I. So now you just became slightly more relatable on your business page because you talked about something personal and interest. So it is important on a business page to share, your passions and what you enjoy and things like that, but you got to make it fit also. All right. So I hope that answers your question, Joanne. And from a Facebook user, yes, you always think about what people think about you. When you realize they don't pay your bills, you don't care. That just says Facebook user, so I'm not sure that comment was from, but absolutely right. Sometimes we just need to check in. Who's paying my bills? Me. What do I need to do? Make more income. So do I really care about what they think? Are they paying my bills? No. Okay, get out of your own way and do what you need to do, and show up more online authentically. Faye, I always comment back, but never respond to likes or loves. So how I recommend you do that, Faye, is that if it's not a comment and it's just a like or a love, take notice of who left you the like or love and go to their profile and give them likes and loves over there. You don't necessarily need to respond on your personal profile or business page, but acknowledge where, somebody's taken their time and effort to give you a like or a love. Go back and give them the like or the love back on their profile and let them know you're around. Keep them on your radar because they've taken the time and attention to give you loves and likes. Go and do the same for them. Like, go and seek them out. Go and look at their profiles. Go and look at their stories and give them some love to keep them on your radar, because they're already there. They're saying, oh, I like that. I love that of Faye's. So they're letting you know they're kind of there. They may not be ready to comment yet, but go and show them some love and deepen that connection that way. Joanne reckons I better start fishing. I don't know if there's hope for me yet in that. I would probably pull out weeds, I think. I'm not brave. My call to action sucks from Faye. Love your honesty. At least you know what you need to go and work on, Faye. I got him time for Steve. Great tip. I'll catch the rest on the replay. No worries. From Dan, 2% of people think, 3% think they think, and 95% would rather die than think. So the stats say, so you need to tell them what to do. Yes, at the end of the day, you need to tell people what to do. Okay. All right. So we'll leave it there. We've talked for long enough. But for those of you that have stayed with us, there's been some awesome tips. If you really listened, there's been some really awesome tips from these amazing people that I work with really closely in their business. And I'm just really proud of them for coming on and sharing this information with me and giving their time up. So just thank you, Beth, Stephanie, Jeanette, Laurie, Yvette, Steve, Cherie, and Karen. I really appreciate all of you. Love working with you. And thank you for giving your time. For our audience and sharing these tips. And for those of you that are listening live or on the replay later, I really hope that you took this in and some of the things that we shared with you today, and that you go and actually implement them, because at the end of the day, it is about being a human before a marketer. It really is. And the stronger the relationships you build with people and get that business focus, sale, customer, team member, get that out of your head and just go into social media with, how do I create relationships with more people? How do I get more people following me? How do I actually be a genuine human being and talk to more people on social media and grow my tribe? Okay. So thanks for the comments here. I'll go back to those later. We've kept you long enough, so I'll call it here. If you just want to unmute and say goodbye, everybody, just really appreciate you. Thank you for everything.
Bye, guys.
Bye now.
Y'all
Oh, my computer won't end. So just sit